0.75.
0 point. Is it so?
75.
Is it so?
1.3 something.
Do the calculation. I'm not. This is the first time I'm doing this problem. Kindly do the calculation because the value want to be 0.3.0, and after that 3.0, the print option will be working out over there. So which expression will be working there? 4.5 plus what is the n value? 9 whole divided by root 4.5 and divided by 2. 13.5 divided by 4.5. It means that 13.5 divided by 4.5, what is the value? I'm
3.
doing right. So n divided by 9 divided by
Sir,
4.
3, sir.
3, it will be coming right. 9 divided by 4.5 you are doing first, right?
Yes, sir.
So the operating precedence will be the plus symbol will be considered as a last category. Before that, we want to go with this parenthesis. So first, what is the root value? 4.5.
4.5 plus 9 by 4.5.
9 divided by 4.5
Well divided by 2.
Whole divided by 2.
So first, what will happen is
9 by 4.5 divided, we get the answer
4.5 plus
2, sir.
2, right?
2, sir. 2.
Yes, sir.
2 divided by 2.
Divided by 2.
Divided by 2.
Is it correct?
6.5.
Yes, sir.
6.5 divided by 2.
2. 6, sir. 6 divided by 2. Then we get the value 3.
6.5 divided by 2.
3.25.
3.25, sir.
Now we are getting a value of 3.0.
3.25, sir.
No, we don't get the 3.25. We are having the value of 3. So this is the first time I am doing this root operation under 2.25. Two 6.5 divided by 2. So I will tell you that. I will tell you in the next class. So it means that we are doing those calculation by this. The result want to be 3.0. Like this one, like that only the precedence will be. Which is the first precedence we will take? We will take the parenthesis first, right?
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
Yes. After the parenthesis, we will take the division operation. So n divided by 2, it means that 9 divided by 4.5. So the value will be 2. So root value will be 4.5. 4.5 plus 2 is 6.5, and 6.5 divided by 2 is 3.25. So somehow we are missing those calculations. So for finding out the square root of n, we want to get the value of 3.0. So in this case, so some of them are knowing those root equation formula, and some of them will not knowing the root equation formula. But you don't get bother about that. But the only thing as in the Python, what they will look, they will not look any formula oriented things over there. They simply look that whether you are declare any function here, whether you are passing any arguments, and the argument has been passed directly to the function, whether you are passing any values to the argument, that we want to explain over there. So don't concentrate on the formula or the values that you are going to substitute. Once you are giving an output, you are writing an output in your exam point of view, you just write your output, enter the number is 9 and finding the square root is 3.0. That's enough, right? So this I will tell you in the next class. And yesterday you have asked some of the doubts, right, for finding out the factorial numbers. So I will tell you that first. Have you remember about this? So I will finish off this and I will go to the next. Have you remember about this? Yesterday someone has asked me this doubt.
What if the n is 0?
Yes.
So somebody asked what if the value of n is 0?
Yes, yes, I do. In the previous class, what I have done is I have used only if and else statement to find out the factorial, because we have started the number by 1, and someone has asked me if suppose the input has been given as 0, then the value want to be written as 0. So on that cases, I have mentioned that n is equal to 0. So in this case, we can use that if and else statement to find out the factorial number, which the number which we consist of 0 starting from 0. If suppose you are giving the value as 0, then it will produce the result as fact of 1. Fact is 1. If suppose you are giving the value as 1, then the same result will be displayed by the condition, but the condition is checking over there will be differ. So we can use this statement also. If else, yes.
Sir, can't we use if n equal to 0 or n equal to 1, then return 1?
Yes, you can.
So that you can't use
Yes,
elif.
yeah, else. So you can use that. If you want to go with the reducing of lines of code, then you can add that and operation, and you can give the conditions also. That will be fine. So in case if you are going with if and else statement, and this will be your lines of code. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes, if you are using only if and else statement, in the first if itself, you can mention that n is equal to 0 and n is equal to 1, then you can return the 1. If you are using if and else statement. If you are going with if and else statement, then you can go with this kind of condition. Yes?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes. And this one, this I can't understand what is this happening. So what is meant by GCD to find out the two numbers? I have forgot this. When I am studying in the school, I have done this problem. What is this?
Same to you, sir.
So you have studied in your 10th or 12th, right? Yes.
I think greatest common difference.
So I'm not having a clear idea about this operation, what is happening in this operation. But simply I am substituting two values, then I am getting a result. But I don't know what is operation is really happening here. So if you are taking one number and dividing by those number, what is this happening? Is someone having any idea about this?
No, sir.
No. Then this
So
two.
what is
Yes.
GCD here?
Yes.
So what is GCD here?
What is GCD? So one minute.
Greatest common divisor.
So here is the
Oh,
definition
okay.
over there. Common divisible number, I hope so, right? What is the common divisible number for these two numbers?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
1, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes. So that's why I'm telling that what is the formula for finding out the divisible of those common numbers?
There is no any formula, sir.
Then how you can substitute that? If I'm giving 2 and 3, the common divisible number has been given as 1.
1, sir.
How it
Sir,
is?
that
Yes,
way,
sir.
The 2 into 1, 3 into 1. So in both
Factors, sir.
tables, 1 is common, sir.
So suppose I'm giving a 9 and 2.
1.
So it also 1, sir.
1, sir.
For all inputs, 1 is the common number, sir.
Okay, same number want to be divided. So if suppose I'm giving 3, then the common divisible number will be 3, right?
So 3 and 1.
1 and
1
3.
and 3, sir. 1 and
3
3.
and 1.
The common divisible number is 3. So 1, it will be consist of common. Okay. Yes. So if you are giving the n1 divided by I is equal to 0, yes, fine, good. Thank you. So here we are using any function here, not a
Program
function.
also comes, sir, for us.
Yes, yes. So whatever number you are giving, the common divisible number will be increased one by one, and it will check whether it will be consist of 0. If both the condition is true, and it will produce the result as the GCD. Yes. So if suppose we are taking 9 and 3, n1 will become 9 and n2 will become 3. For I in range, we are starting the value from 1 and we are adding n1 plus 1.
9 plus 10.
So n1 9 mod of 1 is equal to 0. The condition will be false. Confused. So let it be there. I'm not having this formula idea about this. So I will be explaining this two example in the next class. So we will move the next one. So this is the thing, the exponent of number. You have heard about this, right? Exponent of number.
Yes, sir.
Yes, it means that you want to give the power base value and the power value, and we want to do the exponent operation. So if you have mentioned here, I have mentioned that the exponent refer to the number of times a number is multiplied by itself. For example, if 2 to the third written like this, 2 power of 3, it means that 2 into 2 into 2. We are doing the power operation, so the exponent operation over there, right? So for this is the lines of code. And is there any function is using in this code?
Yes, sir. Power.
Yes. In which prototype it will be?
Argument.
Argument
No.
passed
Argument
with
passing
return
with
value.
return value.
Yes, good. So we are using the function power, and in this function prototype will be argument passing and the return value. So in which line will be executed first?
6th line.
6th line.
So I am in the 6th and 7th line. I am giving two inputs. It means that I am given an input as 3, 3. So what it means is 3 to the power of 3. What will be the value you want to get?
27.
97.
27. So, and one more thing, in which whether it is a function composition or it will be a regression function.
Void function.
No, it is a fruitful function. Actually, we are getting a return value, so it means that it is a fruitful function. And we have discussed about the function composition. It means that one function input
One
will
function
be
output.
yes, one
Output
function
will be
output
the
will be
input
the
of
other
the
function input. And we discussed about the regression function. It means that the function called the function will call the function within those functions.
Yes.
Right? So whether the function power is calling any function within the function.
Sir, it
See the
will
fifth line?
do
Yes, sir.
3 into 3, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, it means that if you are having this problem, if you are having this problem in your university point of view, then you want to write whether this. You want to write the theory part, that is, this is the fruitful function. We are passing an argument and the function is returning a value. And the second thing, this is also has been mentioned as the recursive function because the function has been called within the function itself. So these two lines want to be mentioned clearly when the exam point of view. So in that case, they will know that some coding has been written and the proper syntax has been used in your function. So first 6th line is executed. I have given the input as 3, and 7th line I am given the input as 3, and the 8th line the variable result is equal to, we are calling a function power. So 2 argument value has been passed here. So here what will happen? The base value will be 3 and the expression value will be 3. Yes. So here the condition is taking that exp is equal to 1. The condition will be
False, sir.
exponent value is 1. The condition will be false because the first exponent value is 3. So 3 is equal to 1. The condition will be false. It will go to the else statement. And in that return function, what is the base value?
3, sir.
3 into power of base comma exponent minus 1. It means that what is the base value?
3, 2.
3, 2. So in this case, when you are using 3, 3, the base value will not change in any point of view. The exponent value will be changing each and individual iteration. So here again the function has been called. So power of 3 comma 2, it will go to power of 3 comma 2. Here it will be considered 3 comma 2. So 2 is equal to 1. The condition will be false, and
False.
return value, and base into power of base comma exponent minus 1. So base will be 3, power of base comma exponent minus 1. So it will be consist of
3 comma 1.
3 comma 1.
Here the base value will be exponent value again has been changed. So it will check whether the value is 1 is equal to 1. Yes. So final the base value, whatever the base value is got from there, the base value will be returned to this function, and this return function will print the it will goes to the variable values, that is result is equal to this value, whatever value you are getting here, it will go here and it will print the result. So same as like that we have discussed in the previous class, same process has been happening here. In this case, only one thing was happened, the formula has been changed and the program has been changed. Same thing that we have discussed in the previous class for the factorial function. Yes. Only the formula has been changed, but the process what we have done for the factorial, same process we are doing here also. Only one thing, the formula has been changed. For finding out the base value, base into power, for this formula will be used over the base into power, base comma exponent minus 1. So formula which will not affect you in the code. So you can use, if you are not having awareness about those formula, then you can do whatever formula you are required, you can do those formula. The only thing they will check whether you are using a regressive function, you are using the function definition, and you are returning the value and printing the result. These are the conditions they will check minutely. Yes.
Okay, sir.
Yes, sir.
So this sum of array element that we have discussed in the previous class itself. We are declaring a result and we are doing the calculation and printing the sum for the particular list. So this we discussed in the previous class itself, and now it's coming to the linear search. So this two thing, it means that linear search and binary search, these two things will be your repeated questions, I hope so. Linear search and the binary search, when the AA and DS people, when you are coming to the second semester, the data structure subject will be there. In that data structure, this is the basic thing, that is linear search and the binary search. So in this linear search, what is happening is, a linear search or a sequential search is a method of finding an element within the list. It sequentially checks each element of the list until match is found or the whole list has been changed. Have you understand this? What is mentioned in this line? It will sequentially check each element of the list until a match is found. So what we are doing is we are searching one particular element in a list. So this is the concept. We are searching one particular element in the list. For that, what we want to do is we want to create one list. First, we want to create one list, and yes. So first, the basic thing is we have created one list and we are getting an input from a user, input integer from a user, and we want to find out whether the input is available in the list or not. So this is the basic thing. So is there any function has been involved in this?
No, sir.
So which line will be executed first?
Third line.
Third line.
Second.
Third line, sir.
No.
Ninth line.
So second.
Second line will be executed first. Keep one thing in mind, that if you are not declaring any function, so the program will consist of all the lines of code will be your main program. If suppose the function is not declared, you just search from the line number 1. So line number 1, what we have done, we have declared a list that we have by assigning one of the variable a is equal to, we declare a list. And after that, you come to the line number 2. What is happening here? Whatever the list we have declared over there, we are printing the list. Yes. So first, the first line will be executed, second line will be executed, and it will print the list 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, whatever you are mentioned in the list, that will be printing in your output. And third line, we are assigning a variable and getting an input from the user. So it means that I am giving an input as 30, right? Yes. Clear about this till the third line?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Sure.
Now coming to the fourth line, so I have explained you in the for loop statement itself, we are going to check the condition by using the range sequence. So we are declaring this for I in range. This is the starting point, and this is the ending point, and this is the step involved in those operations. So if search is equal to A of I, what it means? So what is mean?
Sir.
What is the search value?
Yeah,
A of I, sir.
No, what is the search value? We are assigning a
30, sir,
variable
30.
30. Yes. So if 30 is equal to, what is the A of I value?
1.
So you can see here in the for loop, for I in range 0, the I will be start from 0, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
The I will be start from 0 till the end of the list. It means that the first case A of 0 value will be there. What is the A of 0 value?
20.
So 30 is equal to 20. The condition will be
False.
False.
false. Then what it will happen is it will go to the else statement and print that not found function, right?
Yes, sir.
If 20 is equal to 30, it will print, the condition will be false. So if the condition is false, the if statement will not be executed. It will directly go to the else statement and print not found, right? Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes, and again it will be continued to the for loop, because the for loop is not terminated. So till this condition is true, all this, it will be executed till this condition is true, or it will check all the statement is false. This is the condition. It will check till the condition is true, or it will take each and individual element and it will check all the statement. So you can see here, it sequentially check each element of the list until match is found, or the whole list has been searched. Until the match is found, or the whole list has been searched, right? So again it will go to the incremental part. Now the I will become 1, and again it will be, what is the search value here? 30, and what is the I value now? A of 1.
30.
T.
So A of 1 value will be 30, and it will print that the condition is true, and this will be executing the part. So print element found. So I plus 1 element, I plus 1th element. It means that I value is 1 and plus 1 is second element. So while you are running this, you will get. So the element is found at second. So first line is, this has been executed, not found, the line has been executed, and the second condition checking, the element is found in 2. If suppose I am giving a number as 89, and how many not found function will be executed?
6, sir.
6. And once the final operation is done there, then what will happen? Element found at in which position?
7th.
7th position. Yes, it means that the index value is 2, that was represented here, and the element value will be same, that will be starting from 1, 2, 3, and 4, like that. So it means that 7 times it will be executed.
Sir, if the given input value is not there in the list, then the output will be.
So if suppose I am giving 100, then it will print all 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times it will print the element is not found.
If the input is 2 times in the list, ma'am.
The input is
2 times. Suppose 40 is 2 times there in the list, then the output will be
2 times it will be. No, it will be 1 time. It will be only 1 time. First element it will be found. What is the first element? You are asking this question, right?
yes, sir, of course.
Same number that was represented in 2 times in a list, it will be produced only 1 time. Why? Because after this print statement, the break statement has been mentioned here. So the program will be terminated here itself.
Sir,
Yes,
why it
sir.
can't do in single step, sir? If
Yes.
without
So why has
why it
not
cannot
found
do in
printed in the
single step?
result?
Yes.
Sir, why it cannot do in single step, sir, if no number is not matched?
Pardon, I can't get you. Little more louder.
Sir, if you give 100, sir,
Okay.
why it cannot found in single step, sir? It takes
You
7
want to
steps,
find
sir.
that in a single step.
Yes, sir.
1 minute.
Sir, why is not found printed in the before the result?
Yes.
Okay, sir.
The thing will be very simple. How you are expecting the output, by expectation of that output you want to change your lines of code.
Okay, sir.
Yes, if
Thank you.
suppose I am giving here as 30, then what will happen is the not found function will not be coming over there. It will print that the element found at the value 2 and the element found at the value 3. If you are not required of this print statement, if you are not required of
Sir,
this,
whether it will compare each element in the list, sir?
yes, it will compare. It will take the if it will take an input. It will take an input and it will compare from the starting of the list till the end of the list, and it will produce the result. If suppose you are using the break statement here, what will happen? The first element will be displayed, remaining part will be terminated. If you are not using any break statement over there, and it will check. If suppose the list, if the match has been find out in the second element, it again it will check till the end of the list, and it will produce the maximum number of matches that was available in the list. Yes.
Yes, sir, understood.
So you can see here
So,
on. Yes, yes.
so won't this code be run without a break?
Without
Sir,
the
it is
break.
depend upon the user, sir.
Without the break, I want to run this code.
Yes, sir.
So that's why I'm getting the result. You can see here without the break, I'm getting the getting a result as I'm given an input as 30, and I'm finding out the position value as 2. And again, the break, we are not using a break statement, and it will check all the statement over here. If suppose I am giving here as 30, if suppose I am giving here as 30, and what will happen? I will get a 3 output that was the element as found in the position 2, 3, and 7.
No, sir. We are making break as only the comment, and we are executing else and print statement as well. Only break should be the comment. That's what I'm saying.
Only break should be the command. Then
Yes, sir. We should run the statement of else and print below break, which is there.
we want to use this else and print also.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Sir, why is so many times not found?
So that's why, based if you are not mentioning, if you want each and individual element to be represented in your output, then you want to go with the not found operation also. It means that in the first index value, the element was not found, and we are getting we have found the index value at the list, index value number 2, and we have found the number in index value 3, and we have found the index value number 7. If suppose you are going with, if you are eliminating this, if you are not using this print and else statement, only you are using a print statement without break. What it means that it will search till a of 7, a of 6. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and yes. It will say search till a of 6 and find out whether how many times the 30 has been represented here, and it will print the result. Right?
Yes, sir.
Keeping
It
like
will-
this, if you enter 100, what will it come, sir?
Yes,
Sir, if we enter 100, what will it come, sir?
it will be consist of error. So I have already mentioned that what the output has been, it will not come anything. It won't display anything, because it means that there is no, after completion, it will check. If you are giving an 100 over here, it will check 20, not 20, 30, 30, 50, 60, 70, and 30. In the list, all the item will be compared, and no number has been matched over there, and it means that the element will not found in your list. For that cases, if you want the output that the element is not found, then we want to go with the else print statement. So first you want to imagine that what output you are expecting, and based upon those output, you can change the lines of code here.
Sir, yesterday I also asked this question, sir. Why so many times it will come not found? You tell disable last 3 lines, sir.
Yes, I have disabled. So yes, I have disabled the last 3 lines. Because why? Because in the yesterday I have mentioned that if suppose I am giving a value inside the list, then what will happen? The element found at number 2, 3, and 7, that the number has been, the output has been displayed. If suppose I am giving apart from those lists, if suppose I am giving 150 in my input, then what will be my output? So based upon the user input, the code wants to be changed here. So no list has been mentioned here. So what will happen? You can see here the search 150 is equal to 30. It will check 20, 30, 30. All the condition has been false here in the if statement. So there is no other go for going with the remaining lines of code, because if the condition is true, this line will be executed. If the condition is false, we have not given any lines of code in this program, right?
Yes, sir.
So if you want, if you are in your output, you need, if the condition, all the condition where the user is given as false, then I want to display some output in my screen. If you are having that kind of program, then you will want to go with an else statement, and you want to print whatever you want in those programs.
Yes, sir. Now clear.
So the basic thing when you are doing the program is keep your output in mind and do your program, do your lines of code.
Yes, sir.
So if the user want to know whether the given input is there in a list or not, then you want to go with the else statement, and you want to print there is no number has been found in the list. So whatever you are giving in this list, that will be printing in there. No number has been found. Like that, whatever information you want to pass for the user, then you can give those information. No numbers found. So whatever maybe you can do. If suppose you want to do your homework, and you want to do some of the basic operation by your homework, then you can rearrange those lines of code, and you can give a number of input, and you can produce the result. That's not a problem.
Okay,
Any doubts
sir.
in this? Any doubts in this? If suppose I am giving here, the user want to know only any one of the numbers has been displayed in the list, then we can use the break statement here. If you are using the break statement, what will be my output?
2.
What will be my output?
2, sir.
2. The element found at 2. That is only one output that I will get there. So based upon the output requirement, we can change the codes also. The element found at 2. So if suppose I am not using this break statement here, then what will be my output? 3 output will be I am getting over there.
2, 3, 7.
Element
Yes,
at
2,
2,
3, 7.
3, and 7.
7. Yes. So this is the type, based upon the output we want to write a code. That you want to be very clear about when you are doing any of the program. What is the program output you are expecting? Based upon the expectation, you want to write the lines of code.
Yes,
Clear?
sir.
Yes. And finally, we will move with this binary search. So first, this is the linear search. What it means, it will take the user input and it will say search all the numbers in the list, and it will produce the output where the number is present or the number is not available. It will be depends upon the input and the list. And here now coming to the binary search. So this is an effective algorithm to finding an item from a sorted list of item. What is mean by sorted list of item?
Sir, arranging the elements, sir.
Yes, it means that the list will be arranged in an ascending order or as well as the descending order. It maybe depends. But the thing, if you are starting from here 20, it will be increasing the value. So here, if suppose you are giving an input as 22, then this list will not be searched the binary search. Yes, it want to be in an ascending order. It means we are starting from 1 to n. So in between the combination of numbers or a collaboration of numbers will not be occurred there. So this is the first condition to do the binary search. So the item from a sorted list of items, it work by repeatedly dividing in half the portion of the list, then should contain the item until you have narrowed down the possible location to just once. So you just see the lines of code, then you will get a clear idea about it. So you go with only three inputs, that will be fine. We'll go with 3 inputs, right? So it will be very easy to understand also. So is there any function using there?
No, sir.
No, sir.
No. No. So which line will be executed first?
Second line.
Yes. And whether we are getting any input from the user?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So keep one thing in mind, that this linear search and binary search, the related thing, the common thing between these two is we are creating one list and we are getting input from the user and we are searching whether the input is available in the particular list or not. So this is one of the common thing between these two searches. And here what has happened, the third line I am getting an input as 30, right? On the third line, I'm getting an input as 30, and fourth line we are assigning the start values for the particular list. It means that the index value will be starting from 0, and obviously the stop value will be the list -1, length -1. So start value will be 0, and stop value will be length of A -1. What is the length?
3.
3. So 3
minus
minus 1?
2.
2. So the stop value will be 2. It means that it will start the value from 0, 1 and 2. So 3 digit will be, 3 search condition will be available there. So 0, 1 and 2. If you are starting the value from 0, then the stop value will be the length of the list -1. So now coming to the 6th line, what is happening there? While, what is the start value?
0
0.
plus 2.
0.
0 less than or equal to 2, the condition will be?
True, sir.
True. Then the statement will be executed. Start plus stop, floor division of 2. Start plus stop, floor division of 2. What is the start value?
0.
0 plus 2, floor division of
0.
2. The value will be?
0.
1, sir.
1.
1. Yes. So it means that it has taken the mid value. To find out the binary search, first we want to find out the mid value in the list. It means that we are having only 3 elements, and that 3 element, what is the mid value?
30.
30 is the mid value. By the indexing point of view, the mid value will be the 1. So A of 0 will be 20, A of 1 will be 30, and A of 2 will be 40. So here the mid value will be consist of A of 1, that is 30. So this is the thing that was happened in the 7th line. And now coming to the 8th line, what is happening there? If, what is the search value?
30.
30.
So one minute. So starting of getting the search value. 40, 50, and 60. So we go with this. So here the start value is equal to 0 and the stop value will be 4, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So 0 is less than 4, the condition will be true. And 0 plus 4 divided by floor division of 2, the value will be
2.
2.
So the mid value will be
40.
2.
so the mid value will be 40. In the
Yes.
5-digit number, the position number 3 will be your mid value. So A of 0 is 20, A of 1 is 30, and A of 2 is 40. So A of 40 is the mid value that we have find out that. And now coming to the if statement, if search is equal to A of mid, what is the search value? User input.
30.
So 30 is equal to A of mid. A of mid value
40.
40. So the condition will
Sir,
be
I have one doubt, sir.
yes. Yes. What is the doubt? So yes, let's move this. So A of 30, if 30 is equal to 40, the condition will be
False.
False.
false. Then what will happen? It will directly go to the else if statement, right?
Yes, sir.
Else if statement, if search, that means 30 is less than
40.
30 is less than A of mid. What is A of mid value?
40.
40. So the condition will be
True.
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 true. Then what it means is the stop is equal to mid minus 1. So the stop value has been changed now to mid minus 1. So again, it will come from the first step, while statement. So now the stop value has been changed to 3, and while 0 is less than 3, the condition will be
True.
true. It means that then 0 plus 3 divided by 2. What is the value?
1.5.
1.5.
1, sir.
3 divided by 2, 1.5, it will be coming over here, and we are using the floor division, and it will take the value as 1, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes. And again, what will happen? It will go to the if statement and it will search 30 is equal to, what is the value of A of 1?
30.
30.
So the condition has been satisfied, and it will print the element found at mid plus 1. What is the mid value? 1 plus 1. It means that the position of the element is 2. Yes, the element of the position is 2. So first, what the operation has done is, it will take the list, n number of list, and it will find out the mid value, and if the mid value, it will check if the mid value is equal to the search option. If the condition is true, it will print the option, and if it is lesser than, mid will be minus 1, and if it is greater than, then the mid will be plus 1. So first we want to find out the mid value, and after finding out the mid value, you can find out whether the element is found or not. If suppose I am giving a input as 100, what will happen?
Not found.
It will go to the else statement and print not found, sir.
Yes, it will check all the condition till all the values has been searched, And after we are not finding out any values in the list, then it will print, go to the else statement, and it will print the element was not found.
Sir, time is completed, sir.
Yes,
Time is over.
time is over, so it's fine. It's okay. It's good. So yes, so these are all the illustrative problem. I have already shared with you in the Google Classroom the PPT of the third unit. If you are having any queries, you can you can go with the PowerPoint that I have shared, and you can do your homework also. In case if you are having any queries in this linear and binary search, you can call directly. That's not a problem. So only one thing, you want to declare a list, and you want to find out whether the search element is available in the list or not. Fine. So those
Sir,
who
is
are,
this comment for today's exam?
yes.
Sir, is this comment for today's exam?
No. So today exam, I have
Okay,
not
sir.
given you any list oriented concept over there. Only one thing, I have defining one lines of code, and I am expecting an output from you. That is the only thing.
Okay, sir.
Okay, sir.
You just go with those 200 questions, then you will get a clear idea about that. Only easy. If you are not understanding that question, you just go with an explanation part. I have explained you clearly what is happening in those lines of code.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
So those who are having any doubts on that 200 question, you can stay back and ask your doubt for 10 to 15 minutes. And if you are clear with those ideas, you can give your attendance, and followed by your name and followed by your department and name. Don't give your name alone. Give your department first, and you can give your name. Give your
Okay.
department first and give your name.
Okay, sir.
Yes. So those who are having doubt, you can stay back and ask your doubts. And Chinnapareddy is there.
Yes, sir.
Yes, Chinnapareddy, are you clear about that 9th question?
Yes, sir.
Yes, you can do the calculation option in the 9th question, and you will get an idea about it. Those who are not giving your department and the name, if you are not giving your attendance by giving your department and the name, that person will be definitely marked as an absent. So I am giving a clear instruction that give your department and followed by your name. That's enough. If you are not doing that, then you will be marking as an absent. So all the best for you. Attend the exam well, and after completion of your
Thank you,
exam,
sir.
after
Thank you,
completion of
sir.
your exam, any queries or suggestion, you can tell me. Thank you.
Okay, sir.
Okay, sir.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you, sir.
Sir.
Yes.
Sir, sorry, sir. Today I didn't have my laptop,
Okay, that's not a
so I
problem. I have
can't.
not mentioned you yesterday night, so that's why I have forgotten. So I thought I have mentioned you, and I thought I have informed you. That's not a problem. Maybe.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Subha is there. 1 minute. Subha. Okay. So Sangavi, are you there? Thank you, Sangavi. Praveen and
Yes, sir.
yes, Praveen, have you given your attendance?
Yes, sir.
Yes, then you can leave off and take your lunch and prepare for the exam.
Okay, sir.
Yes.
sir.
Yes.
Sir,
Yes,
you have
Sanghavi,
called.
yes. Yes, Sanghavi, have you given your
Sir, now you
attendance?
said my name.
I can't get you.
Yes, sir, I have given, sir.
Yes, thank you. Thank you, Sanghavi. All the best for your exam. Do well.
I have given, sir.
Given your attendance, right?
Thank you, sir.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you. Yes, sir.
Yes.
Thank you, sir.